Hold on, I'll be with you just 1 second. We're gonna pause record. So that's like one less thing you gotta do. I look like a ninja.
Make sure your What do you say? Clean up the CSV file first before you pull.
Sort your CSV file by name. Any duplicates, get rid of there before you Did you import it? There were duplicates, they were all spread out. Just could have grabbed each. I was because it's divided CSV.
Can you see the top two numbers that are already in there?
Well, so there are two spots, and I see where the team stuff is, and then I see where my stuff is, and I'm working separately. I'm not doing anything where there's already existing data. I'm staying out of that because I'm messing stuff up and breaking it a lot, working through it, trying to fix it myself.
But I don't think your copy will mess with mine.
No, but where those things exist now, I am not doing anything. So I'm staying out. I am purposely breaking things.
You're like, you mess up songs.
Yeah, no, there's that. I don't know who's using it for what, so.
Well, I was putting it in there so that we could all use it and make our calls and track like who called who on what dates and times. But Craig never went in there. Like, he would do it really great for 2 days, and then the next 3 days he wouldn't enter anything. So I'm like, Craig.
All right, and for those of you on Zoom, I know there's only a handful of you right now. We're going to give everybody a couple more minutes, and then we'll get started. Same for those in the room. You guys keep chatting it up and eating.
You need anything?
No, I think I'm good. Probably. Awesome. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate that. Just tell them there's food in here and we'll trap them once they get in.
Sorry about the king.
Oh, no. Doing any writing today. Keevan's here, we can start now. All right, we'll go ahead and kick it off. And I really do appreciate everybody coming today. I'll do my best to kind of keep it brief and let you guys have your time back. We do have a presenter a little bit later in the presentation that's going to talk to us about insurance. That's going to be about right around 1:40. So we'll get through this and let him, I think he joins at about 1:30 and we'll take it from there. Mega Camp concluded last week. Don't know if everybody had the opportunity to go, but if you didn't have the opportunity, we still have up to 60 days to watch each of the videos and go through any of the courses that they had on. Our intent here in the market is to try to set up some training days to where we focus on each of the specific categories that, or each of the breakout sessions that they had. So in lieu of just having a whole day of Mega Camp rewind all over again, we're going to try to set it up to where we have 1 day of agent Mega Camp, 1 day of leads, 1 day of listings, leverage, luxury, and the rest that I have on here. Those breakout sessions, each one of them was almost an hour long, and there were tons of them. So what we would like to do is in that training, allow each of you the opportunity to actually pick which ones you were interested in or that you wanted to watch. And so we'll add that to our training calendar here shortly so that you'll know which days we're going to be presenting which information. Let's see, we got a question. Let me see how to answer. Michelle, go ahead. I saw that you had a question.
I think I figured it out. I wasn't getting any audio, so I was going to see if I could just send a written message, but I'm good. Thank you.
All right. One item that came from our regional meeting, we had talked a little bit about a lot of the disasters that are happening in the U.S. right now, from the fires out west to the large storms that hit both Texas and Louisiana. And so they asked us to reiterate to the teams and to the associates, if I think each of you have heard about KW Cares, it is an important piece to really our culture here at Keller Williams, and we want to do what we can to help those in need. Just from through Mega Camp and fundraising over the past few months, almost all of that money has already gone out and the funds are getting low. And so what they've asked us to do is please do your best. If you are in a situation to help, now is a really good time to make those commitments and do share what you can. The main site to where you can go donate and is kwcares.org. But the other thing they've asked for is if you have spare gift cards sitting around or unused portions of those gift cards. There were 2 locations that we can send those to. One's up in the Northwest and one's down there in Mandeville, Louisiana. And just so everybody knows, when I'm finished with this presentation today, I will send the presentation out to everybody. Those addresses will be there. And if you need me to, I'll send them to you. I can shoot them over an email or make sure that you get a copy of it. Same with those links. We'll make sure that that gets out there to you guys. These numbers here are our international numbers. In a couple slides forward, we've had a record-breaking second quarter for KW International. If we haven't, I don't know if we've reviewed these numbers with you. In the future, we're going to have Roger in here and let him talk a little bit more about the financial numbers of our market and really KW in general, so that we can start sharing information that is of interest to each of our associates. So really want to hear about feedback on what kind of things you want to see us talking to you about and presenting. And I do want to go over these numbers just real quickly. The month over month isn't comparing us to how we did last month. It's actually comparing how we did against last August. So August of last year compared to August of this year, we clearly blew it up. And I think a big piece of that, or at least my interpretation of that information, is that COVID hit, slowed some things down, and there's this backlog that's just completely flooding everybody. And I think I consistently hear that across the board, that we're busy, 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 and we do have a lot of business going on right now. And that is reflected in a lot of these numbers. Year-to-date numbers is exactly what it is. It's from January to today. This is actually through August, I apologize. And the big numbers closed. Gross commission income is up across the board, looks really good. The next slide, when we look at the local numbers, and actually I just want to jump right to that. You'll notice that we have a lot of negatives where our business looks like it has fallen off. Under listings taken, compared to August of last year, we're down 43%. List volume down 46%, but listings sold is up 17%. Closed units is up 11%. And I'm really interested in kind of seeing what you guys think about those numbers. And I'll just tell you what I think it is that last year at about this same time, we had the volume and we had those listings, and maybe they were just sitting on the market longer. They weren't closing, they weren't selling, and the days on market were considerably more than what it is today. I'd like to hear from you guys. Is that what you're noticing, is that things are just not on the market as long now? Or did we truly lose that much business? Or
I think it's a combination of there's not as many listings on the market. And then this time last year, where it typically slows down, you know, COVID was in the middle of our rush year, so now all the people are starting to push back towards the end of the year. I wonder if this is going to be a typical fall and winter, if it might not be a little bit busier than usual.
okay. So for those of you, I'm not sure if you heard on Zoom, it's a great point from Ethan, is that we may actually see business continue to trend out through the end of the year. Instead of seeing that lull around when school starts, it looks like things could continue to stay busy. So we'll keep an eye on that. The other one, closed gross commission income for our market, up 17% against last August. So less volume, less listings out there, but still the commission came through. So from my perspective, we had, you know, we clearly closed more units month over month from August of last year. It does, from year to date, we're still behind what we had performed last year. So last year was an amazing year for us. And what I would like to try to do in some of the future slides is show us, while even year to date may be a little bit lower, one thing we talk about is whether we're lower compared to the market in general. And that's something we don't see here right now. So if the whole market is starting to kind of waver, we'll start comparing ourselves to that market, not just what we did last year, so we can see if it's a market trend or if we really do have issues here in the market center that we need to address further. Any questions about how we're doing financially?
But we don't know, Robert, if those numbers reflect us locally, because those are international.
So our first set of numbers, that was all of KW International. That's across the board.
Right.
And we could compare ourselves to how we're doing against KW International, and we are behind year to date.
Okay.
And month over month, you can tell that KW International is rocking it out. And it's good that we do compare ourselves to the entire organization as a whole, but keep in mind there's hot markets and cold markets, and that's just going to be the nature of this business as it is anyway. And so, and it is a good point. But these are the local, just KW Southern Indiana numbers on this slide here. And congratulations on record-setting Q2. I wish I had the numbers for just the local market. That was KW International as a whole. So I suspect we also had an excellent second quarter. Two big things that we want to talk about today. The first new introduction to the market is what we're calling a profit share kickstart. And the other things we're going to go over is the Team CAP program. So the profit share kickstart is new starting October 1st. Some of you may have heard about this before, referred to as declining cap or disappearing cap. Some of the issues with disappearing cap is that some individuals really never got to take advantage of it, or they didn't see the benefits of it long term. So in the profit share kickstart program, what we're doing is for every new agent that you bring on board or refer to us that comes and joins Keller Williams Southern Indiana, you get $1,000. So that $1,000 referral is paid upon their first closing, and that closing has to cover the actual $1,000 as well. The way our, yeah, right, we could just sell a bunch of $500 houses and man, we're killing it. You know, this is for anybody. So yeah, anybody that can bring on a new agent to Keller Williams that signs on board past October 1st. I know the program starts October 1st, and I think if somebody signs up over the next couple of weeks or something, we can work with you on that. And the goal there is we do want to build the Keller Williams team. We want to get as many agents in this building as we can. We also want to help you with your profit share program. One of the best ways that you can build your wealth, and the way I look at it is build your retirement fund, is by building a high quality profit share program. Or I'm sorry, by recruiting agents and helping them build their program as well. As soon as this is over, not only did I say I was sending this out, but there are documents that go along with this. It's not just these 5 little high points. There's flyers that Craig has put together that has all the details around this program and our Team Cat program. So one of the things that mentions in here is the warm leads. If at any time you have that lead and the referral that you want to provide to us, there's a sheet in this document that we'll provide that you fill out, because a lot of you people are going to know the same people and refer those same individuals. So what we'd like to see is that you actually get us a meeting with that person as well. Granted, if you can bring them in the door and sign them and close them, wonderful. It's 100% your person and it's no questions asked. But if it's a referral that you provide to us, I am happy to go close that person and spend as much time as I can doing that, and it will still remain your referral. I am 100% not here to build my downline. I'm here to help you build your downlines. And so if I get your referral, it stays with you and you stay their sponsor, and they stay within your program. And with that said, if I do get sheets from different individuals for the same person, it is a really touchy subject, and I can't just say that I'm going to take it from the first person that gave it to me or the last person that gave it to me. Ultimately, it's going to be based on who they sign up as their sponsor. Go ahead, Sean.
So what's the term that they use, like the magic is in the follow-up? You know what I'm talking about? That saying?
Yeah, sure.
So, I mean, we've had that happen a ton of times since I've been here. And that person is going to choose the person who does have the most influence. So you can't just turn in a form and not ever talk to the person again. You need to invite them to training classes, send a book, call them on a weekly or monthly basis.
Right.
Make sure you're following up with those people.
Certainly, yeah. Do your best to be active with them. I agree with that. And that aside, if for some reason, some people may have a relationship with you and just spend a ton of time and forget about joining KW. 6 months later, I'm hammering on them, hey, join, and they join. I am still making, as best I can, making you their sponsor. I am not going to sign them up as my sponsor, not one time. I need referrals, I really do, and I'm going to ask a lot. Yes, Brian. Go ahead.
This is probably more question for Sean from the past history. When you had multiple people turn in names, how does that process typically work when you start interviewing and being ready to ask who do you want to use as a sponsor? Do you give them a list of everybody that you guys said, okay, here's the list of sponsor names that was given to us, or do you just leave that kind of open-ended and not have that discussion?
So sometimes, I know personally, because I do the onboarding the majority of the time, I'll have people that are conflicted. Mm-hmm. They'll say, well, I know Amy and I know Rachel. And then we always play them the profit share video that Keller Williams International has provided to us that explains the spirit of the system and what it means for that person to have had the most influence in coming to Keller Williams. So I'll tell them, if you need to take the night and think about it, we're more than happy to give you that night. We can't help you as leadership determine who that person is, right? And then we've also had times where people have come to, like, for instance, you send me a new agent, and then I take care of them for the next 6 months. So when it comes time for paperwork time, they'll be like, well, I'm going to choose you as my sponsor. As leadership, we always say, well, wait, if Brian hadn't introduced us, or Rachel hadn't introduced us, you and I not be having this conversation.
Well, that's one of
So
the-
as leadership, we get to do this on a daily basis, and it's our job to help grow the passive income of our agents.
Well,
We can also
and I'm
do
saying
shifts
that,
throughout the
let's
day.
just say, I talked to these folks 6 months ago, and I've been communicating with them off and on, and all that stuff, and all of a sudden Amy comes in, and she's been talking to them for the last month, and that's fresh on her mind. Do you put those names in front of those folks and say, this is all the people that has gave your
Right.
name?
99% of the
Right.
time, they tell us.
All right. And
That's what I'm trying to get you.
So- yeah, I do want to answer that, and I want to help the people on Zoom who probably didn't hear a lot of that conversation. No, it's fine. It's a good conversation to have, because there are the rules in the document that say more or less it's the procuring cause that they name as their sponsor. And so I can kind of give you an example. If I came on board because of Tom, like it's just an awesome agent, I never even talked to him, and I just think, man, I'm coming to KW because that guy works at KW. That's really the procuring cause, even though other agents may have walked them through it, met them for coffee, and did all of these different things. And it just seems so wrong that it would just be Tom then that gets to be that sponsor, even though somebody else had spent so much time with that individual doing it. And so we can look at it that way and say it might seem wrong that this guy ends up putting Tom, but in the end it is that what was the procuring cause that caused them to come to Keller Williams. And it could be whatever it is in their mind, not necessarily how much time I personally or anybody else has spent with that person to recruit them. And so from a market center standpoint, I'm going to do my best to educate and let them know you need to pick whoever you felt was the reason you came to KW, not who's helped you through the process of, onboarding or bringing you here in the end. But because quite honestly, once I get referrals, I'm going to be the person pushing those people to come to KW. And I don't want them putting my name. I really don't, because I want referrals. I'm not building my downline. I just want to stress that again and again. So, yes, sir.
In that last training about an hour ago, he said he used the script like, hey, at some point when we ask for a sponsorship, I don't do this for a job. I do it because I feel into a sponsor, and people, I love to have some consideration of that. If you're doing a recruiting too, put that in their head.
Right. Okay. And as agents working with other agents, you're absolutely right. I think that's the best way to approach it, is while you're coaching, counseling, and mentoring other agents and getting them interested, you can absolutely talk to them about sponsorship. Let's see. The form that it's talking about in here, the warm forms, it'd be nice to have, and I'll make sure you guys get copies, and lots of copies of them, and we'll post some for everybody. And yeah, definitely want referrals. Excited about those. The next big item that we wanted to share with everybody today, this isn't new, but we felt the need that we need to talk about it again to let everybody know it is a program available to all agents. It's the Team Cap, and I believe this was implemented back in January, or it was backdated to January of this year. But the way Team Cap works is if you decide to start a team or be on a team, and it's really more for those that want to start teams, and also for us in order to recruit teams from outside of Keller Williams. It allows us the opportunity to provide the Team Cap to those agents and teams, one, to help keep you here and help bring other agents. That cap is $51,000. And so the way the 51,000 works, it's roughly 3 agents, if I'm not mistaken. So it's the $17,000 cap. Each agent's still responsible for their $3,000 international royalty. And that is good through 10 agents, which sounds like a lot. And after that 10th agent, it's $1,000 for each new agent you bring onto your team. There's a 10% discount if at the beginning of your anniversary year, you declare that you are obligated for the entire Team Cap and willing to take that ownership on and you know you're going to cap, I would take advantage of it. And that 10% discount puts your entire team cap at $45.9. The agent splits need to remain 70-30 within the team. But if the team negotiates different splits, they're welcome to do that. But at that point, they're on the hook for the $51,000 and are obligated to make that payment by the end of their anniversary year. We still collect the full $85 for each team member, whether you're on a team or not. And one other thing I wanted to mention, this isn't just for teams, it is for indie market teams as well. So when we're trying to recruit complete independent markets that are either in our territory or outside our territory, it applies to them as well. Now, there has been some discussion on, and I can't answer every question about profit share, but I'll do my best. And if I can't answer it, I'll find you an answer. But one of the concerns is, well, how does this impact our profit share? And are we losing business by not having the full $17,000 coming back into KW for us? And the way I look at that is most of the business that happens in this town is outside of our sphere and our company as it is today. If we can bring anybody into this sphere, all it does is add more to us. So if they're bringing a team of 20 people in here, it sounds crazy, but it is better for us to do that. Those people are our competition today, whether they are here or whether they are out there, and they have their same people that they're going to sell and market to. So it is our advantage here at Keller Williams to have them on our team, putting Keller Williams signs up and around town. And the more of those that customers see, the higher the likelihood it is that they're going to pick a KW agent in the long run. So I'm a big fan of the team cap. I think it is going to bring us some big business players, and I think it's going to help retain some of our top talent here in the market as well. Any questions around team cap? And all right. Command updates. So Teams for Command launched this last week. I'm pretty sure we've had it in, I don't want to call it beta, but it's been available for a while. And there are individuals that have been utilizing it and working within it. My understanding is it's completely live and active now. I noticed when I logged into Command, it's a little bit different, just barely. And I haven't been in there enough to tell you all of the differences, but I have noticed that there are things that are different. One of the things I was told early on is that as a new agent or as an existing agent, you're going to have to pick at some point whether you want to be in a team or run it solo. I don't know if you guys have run into that yet or if it's even been a question that you've had to answer. But if you make a decision, I'm pretty sure we can go back and change it. So if you've accidentally said, hey, I want to be in teams, and now you're not in a team or you're not interested in running a team, you can back out of it and we can make you a solo agent again. And likewise, if you accidentally pick solo, we can put you back into a team. Some of the things within teams, just for those interested, is it gives the rainmakers more control over more or less the plan on what to do with those leads. As an agent of a team, your lead stays with you. It's your lead, your person, and if you decide to leave that team or Keller Williams, that lead goes with you. We don't keep it, the team doesn't keep it, and it doesn't even show up in their list once you depart. So we do want to encourage the use of Command and absolutely put your people in the database. Don't be afraid that your rainmaker or that team's going to keep that person. They don't, it's yours. Now, granted, if you have a different agreement with your team to where you have a different working environment and you're paid to put leads in there and it's the team's lead, that's a different story altogether, and that's something you need to negotiate with your team leaders. Let's see, you can do custom tags now for the whole team, custom fields, monitor the lead source. But I think the big thing is that Rainmaker has the ability to apply smart plans to all of the leads as a whole and create those marketing plans and really focus on the whole group instead of just isolating each person of the team doing different things within Command. The Rainmaker can apply that across the board. I do want to play a real short video before we move on. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but let's see if we can get it to work. All right. Sorry, give me a sec. So the people on Zoom can probably see it, but us in the office can't. So let me get out of presentation mode 1 second, please. There you go.
So that brings the agent operating system and the consumer operating system together seamlessly.
Oh, darn it.
Command organize everything for me and put it in one place.
So you have dominion over what you've got at your fingertips that gives you the opportunity to grow. I was always moving between these different applications.
But none of them talk about it. As a result, there's lots of clients just need lots of hours.
A spreadsheet for my finances.
Yeah, 7 or 8 different logins.
A spreadsheet for my showings report, for my listing, my price adjustments, with your time frame.
Our goal is nothing short of reinventing how people experience real estate through technology and making sure that you're the owner of that technology.
We bring in agents all across the country, mastermind with them, and say, what do you need for technology in order for you to focus on being an amazing builder?
We really took time with each one of the applets, getting to know how it could help us in our business, and design was huge because it eliminated that Canva expense. We templated what is our brand going to be, and now everything is branded, it's succinct, it takes seconds to create new listing, under contract, just closed. We use the campaigns dashboard a lot. Within the campaigns dashboard, we can send our mailers out to neighborhoods that we want. You just choose like an area, or you can say 123 Main Street, we want like 250 mailers to go out or just listed within a 5-mile radius, or you choose a radius. We also use the campaigns dashboard to set up social media ads and pay-per-click ads to not only be in our hyper-local area, but also far outside the English area.
The way people are shopping for homes has changed. Everything is social, everything is on the phone. So if you can't be on the phone and then have direct access to you as their agent, you're losing. You can tell a real estate agent notice that, and that's what I appreciate. If they find a property with the app and they want to ask about it, they go directly to you.
It's a really great way of being able to connect with your client if we're using the same platform together, and I can see what they're accessing, what's interesting them, when they're clicking on things and they're opening things. So it helps me also be more efficient on how we work with my clients.
With smart plans, I'm allowed to set it and forget. I don't have to worry about clients falling through the cracks.
It keeps track of things that we would otherwise think about. And my clients' home anniversaries, their birthdays. The things that build that real good relationship with your clients, it automates. And so it makes those touches so much easier to keep track of and to make happen.
So what's really neat about opportunities is that it will track that lead and that business through the process, not just track in terms of steps, but also the math behind it. Every step of the way, as I get closer to a closing, I'm starting to realize those dollars. And as someone that knows pretty much every CRM out there, I've never seen this before.
For me as a team leader, I use the opportunities dashboard the most, just looking at the numbers to see where we are. Conversion rates, average commission, we're tracking what our sales price is, GPI, probable income, potential income, all those things are things that I'm looking at, and then ways to lead generate, ways to get more listings, ways to get more business within the team. I can make smart business decisions based on where are we going to spend more money, where are we going to cut back, and it's all right there in one spot. So like Gary said, when you know the right numbers, hitting the mark becomes the entire focus of the team. And so for us, when we want to know our numbers, we look at the reports dashboard to make sure that we're on track.
So I can see what's on that agent's dashboard, but then I can also see how they're interacting. I can see where they're winning, I can see where they're not winning, and I can coach specifically to what it is I'm seeing. I see a number of appointments being set and a number of appointments being held. but their listing is being taken. And I have a tool that exposes that deficiency. What should I be coaching or training? Command has simplified our lives on the back end of running a team with a lot of moving parts and pieces and human capital. It's allowed us to go to one place to get the answers that we're looking for in almost every single facet of our business.
The cost per lead is ridiculously low. If I was spending $3,000 before, I can spend like $150 or $200 now. It's still like 95 cents a lead on there.
One of our CRMs, we were paying as much as $2,000 a month.
I could take the money I was spending on a CRM and I could support another family by hiring somebody full-time with our organization.
We were able to cut our expenses by 50%. So moving to Command is just like no brainer. We can save money if we go to a free platform versus paying for it, or right?
We've leveraged technology with Command and allowed for that to enhance our business.
From A to pay, just simplify it.
You can tell that this was made for agents by agents.
What Command is better than any other system out there is it keeps you relevant, and it keeps you right in the middle of the transaction, and it doesn't let anything else slip by.
All right, thank you guys for watching that. One of the things that I picked up on early on in the video was anything you want the system to do, they want to hear about that and they want to get it implemented. So if it's not doing something that another piece of software does, let us know and we'll make sure that those things get into the pipeline to get fixed. And I can't guarantee that they're going to do everything that we want, but within reason, they're going to try to make it accomplish what you needed to do. Who in here is currently using smart plans at all in any way? A lot of hands up, so that's good. Okay, that's great to know. Now, did eEdge allow you guys smart plans or something similar? No, nothing's, no, okay. Oops. Yes, sir.
I think everybody needs to know about Twilio, and if you're using smart plans, then what we need to do about that, because if you don't do it today, you don't have Twilio anymore until you do it.
Okay, so is it a little bit about what we had talked about earlier today?
Yes.
So just so you guys know what he's talking about, I had gone into Command and I had created everything the way I thought I needed to. I had connected a Twilio account, but I actually had a Twilio account outside of Command and had a phone number, had paid for all of that. But when you go into Command, there wasn't an easy way to connect it. And to be quite honest, I don't even know how to do that as it is today. So it is the answer, you have to create it in Command first? And
Yes.
okay, so if you're using Twilio, and so the answer is you do have to create the account in Twilio, connect it there under the connector sector in the marketplace, is that right?
Yes, in Command. Yeah, you have to go through Command to connect Twilio in there. It's a different payment process. It's working out with credits as opposed to paying Twilio directly.
Gotcha.
It's a KW account. So that's where you have to go back in and redo it.
Okay, so I think the answer there is make sure that you create and open the account within Command, and that should keep you from running into the problem I did, which was going to Twilio, opening an account, paying for it, getting the phone number, and not being able to connect it back to Command.
Well, you can open your account through Twilio, through Command initially before this change today.
Yes.
Really? Okay, yikes.
So you have to start all over.
So that's a great point. So if you've lost your ability to use Twilio, that's kind of what they're talking about.
Is your Twilio, let's see, you do this, I have one, I've had it,
Right.
I still have it, but it no longer integrates with Command.
Gotcha.
So you have to start a whole new Twilio account. I have a local number that I don't want to lose. There's a process for keeping that number. I don't know what it is yet, but there is a process that will allow you to keep the number. Otherwise, you cancel your current Twilio account, start a new Twilio account, and then pick a new number.
Okay.
Which some of us might not want to do, especially if we've been using that other number.
Right.
But you can ask for your existing number. There is a process.
You can ask for it?
You can, yeah.
Okay, so you can keep your
It's
existing
part of the
number.
process, yes.
It is a larger process. I will find out the details to that. And if any of you on the call are having problems with that, be sure to shoot me an email and we'll get back to you on that.
It wasn't working until just days ago, so that's why
Okay.
it's still an issue.
Gotcha. I'm glad you know all this stuff, Jay. I need to hit you up more because you run into stuff I hadn't even heard of yet. So, Ronnie, hey, I'm going to give you a couple more minutes to get ready. I have a quick couple of items to go through for the team, and we're going to bring Ronnie on. He's going to talk to all of us a little bit more about benefits. And one of the last things I want to talk about before we pass it over to Ronnie is we just finished out Mega Camp. We talked a little bit about the training that's coming down, but Bold is starting up right behind us. And so anybody that's interested in Bold, October 20th is when it starts up again. I think it's twice a week, 2 hours each session, and it goes on for, you probably all know, more than I do, but just be aware it's available. It's $79 right now at a discount. So if you're interested in doing Bold, I recommend signing up and registering. And a reminder to all those, we have a bunch more people in the room. As soon as I'm finished with this presentation today, I will send it out to the entire team with all the links and all the forms we had discussed. So you will be able to see everything that we've talked about today and get those addresses. Certainly.
Ethan and I were talking as part of the culture committee. We had tried to do a Bold scholarship stocking last Christmas, and COVID hit and stocking went away and nothing happened. Ethan and I are both sponsoring somebody for Bold.
Okay.
And so we are going to challenge the people who have taken Bold before to sponsor. I mean, it's $79. We're not talking $800 like we usually are. And it is the best way to get started. And as a productivity coach and a culture committee co-chair, I just think this is such a great opportunity for us to love on each other, first of all, and second of all, to boost our productivity. So we're going to have Bold full on in here, like we said. Ethan and I are both sponsoring a person, so we just challenge anybody else to sponsor someone. So.
Outstanding. And if you didn't hear on the call, we have 2 sponsors set up to sponsor individuals for Bold. That's Ethan and Amy. And we are challenging everyone else, sponsor somebody for Bold. $79, it's not that much money, and it's an amazing program. All right, Craig jumped on board.
I'm taking a challenge, and I'm gonna, CJ.
All right, CJ, you're doing Bold, October 20th. I like it. That's from Brian. Bob's doing it also. All right. Hey, Rob. Let's see. Ronnie, I'm going to make you the co-host and see if I can give you the access to share your screen. Let's see if we can do that. Ronnie, do you want to go ahead and see if you can share your screen and if it...
Sure. Hold on. This will stop other screen sharing. Yes. And there we go.
All right. It looks great on my end. Everybody else on Zoom, can you see it?
Okay. Well, if you see it, then they should be able to see it as well. So,
Ronnie, take it away.
Yes. All right. So it's all me. So, hello, everyone. My name is Ronnie Suleimani. I'm the managing director here at Capstone Financial. Just to give you an overview, we met with Bob Kalinsky, who's the ROP down here in the Southeast region, about 2 years ago. And he was working diligently to try to offer benefits to his agents and staff here in the region. Tried to put something together for 8 years. We met him 2 years ago, and we came up with a comprehensive benefits program that we always like to use this word here because it is exclusive to Keller Williams. So thanks to the success in the Southeast region, We are now in Florida, we're in Greater PA, and we're rolling this out into the Ohio Valley as well. So I'm going to just dig right into it. So first and foremost, that's mostly on your minds as business owners is a healthcare solution. Right now, most of you who don't have insurance through a spouse, through a corporate plan, is very difficult to get insurance, and it is extremely costly on the exchange, which is the Affordable Care Act. But the only thing they left out was the affordable part. So what we put together was, this is a Medishare plan with an accident plan as well. So you can still see your doctor. You can go to your doctor, use your primary care for that, because those are really expenses that you can pay out of pocket for. For an annual physical, $120, $150. The reason you're able to do that is because when you look at our cost structure for an individual who's 40 years old on this plan, now has the coverage, God forbid, they get cancer, stroke, heart attack, those large medical bills, the ones that we're really worried about. If an occurrence like that does happen, their actual out-of-pocket is only $1,500, and they're paying $228 a month. That's it. If a plan like this was on the exchange as a major medical plan, you'll be looking at $700 to $800 without the subsidy. So this is a healthcare solution. It's not a one-size-fits-all. If you do have pre-existing conditions, we do have alternatives. For instance, one of the OPs in Pennsylvania, he has a daughter that has a severe heart condition. So what we were able to do was we carved out 5 family members, we put them on this plan, and with the extra money we saved, we're able to go from a silver plan for her to a platinum plan with no deductible, because she must go to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia for 3 weeks of observation every 12 months. So we can discuss this, but this has been widely received throughout all 6 regions that we're in. Secondly, we're offering disability income insurance. I'm sure most of you have read Gary Keller's book, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor, and he advocates protecting your future. We were able to secure disability income insurance. It's called express issue. So nobody's coming to your house, poking and prodding at you or asking you medical questions. Plus, this comes at a 25% unisex rate discount. For example, for $5,000 of monthly benefit, $5,000 of partial benefit, a catastrophic rider, and we're going to insure an additional $5,000 of income down the road. If you were to get this retail, it's $300. Because of our program, which is now grandfathered in throughout the entire country, it's $162. And that's level premium, will not change until age 65. And the same thing for males. The discount is not as large because women actually pay more than male for disability income insurance. But again, the same thing, $196, $162. So this has been the most popular product of the entire program, aside from the health insurance, because you as business owners should protect your income. That is the foundation for disability income insurance. Now, anyone who's 50 years old and down, this is express issue. That means you can actually get any policy within 48 hours. Third, we have off the accident insurance. Accident insurance is very similar to an AFLAC plan. If you get hurt, you're in an accident. We actually had one of your colleagues fell off a ladder, broke a hip, get a $6,500 check for that occurrence. Now, he actually was on our health care solution. You had a $2,500 deductible. That $6,500 was there to pay for the $2,500, and you had another $4,000 of cash for incidentals. This is guaranteed issue. Anyone under the age of 75 can obtain this, and I highly recommend this for parents like myself who have kids who are in organized sports, because there's an additional 25% payout if something should happen while they're in an organized sport. And I have 5 kids, and we all know things happen. On top of that, we offered life insurance. This is whole life insurance, permanent life insurance. We got a guaranteed issue offer. So the first $10,000, no matter what medical history you have, you cannot be declined for the first $10,000 of life insurance, and you can stack that every 12 months. Now, if you don't have any medical issues in the past 2 years, you can get up to $250,000 by just answering 3 easy questions, and that you can stack every 6 months. And this is permanent life insurance. So it accumulates a cash value, that monies that you can use towards retirement. Lastly, we have long-term care insurance. I apologize, we only have Illinois and Kentucky here. There's Indiana right there. As financial advisors, we talk about long-term care insurance as part of your financial planning. My personal story, my grandmother was in assisted living for 10 years. My father paid out $600,000 over that time period because he did not have long-term care insurance. The statistic right now is 70% of Americans over the age of 65 will need some form of care. Now, even in the home, $48,000 a year of home care, think how quickly that can deteriorate your retirement savings. So the beauty of this program is that it is an open enrollment. So what might not make sense for you today, 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, you have the option to obtain any one of these coverages. And again, this is exclusive to Keller Williams. Your competition has nothing like this. So the market centers are also using this as a recruiting tool. So I think I did that in under 8 minutes. Am I good on time?
Yeah, you're good on time. Go for it.
Okay. So if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer questions. But again, what's going to happen is that our advisors are going to reach out to you. So if you feel that you want to spend 30 minutes on a Zoom call learning more about this and how it pertains to you, to each individual, that's how the process works. Obviously, due to COVID now, we will not be traveling to the market centers, but you should all have my information. The email is benefits@capstonefn.com, and there's a designated phone line for Keller Williams that I will put into the chat as well.
All right, great. Does anybody have any questions for Ronnie at all? Say that again. Yeah, the question, happy to give the contact information out to the entire team. And Ronnie, if you don't mind, can we share that PowerPoint presentation with the team as well?
Well, no, I have a different, what I have is a 1-pager that is the welcome letter that also has my contact information on the bottom, has benefits at Capstone FN, and it has the 1318 telephone number that, again, that's designated for Capstone. So I will email that to you. So you can send that out to the entire market center.
That sounds great. All right, any other questions? All right, Ronnie, I appreciate it. Thanks, have a great day.
Thank you, take care.
All right, well, that's it for me. I'm gonna wrap it up today. I really appreciate everybody joining. Happy to answer questions. Bob Murphy, yes, sir.
One thing, there's a new MLS policy. So when you put a listing in, you cannot put in the listing that you're accepting a multiple offers, best and final, when you first put it in.
Wow, okay.
So a lot of people were doing that, whether they had an offer or not. So in order to put that in the agent offers remark, you must have 2 offers in hand. Yay. So no more anything crazy bull crap with people saying, you know, best and final due tomorrow. Just
All right.
so just don't do that, and we won't be able to.
We anticipate that we started, we have to yet, it's not there yet.
No. Because people are smart like that.
All right. Thanks for those on the call. Have a great week.